Okay. Okay, so let's get painting. Let's get painting. And enough of this hobby stuff. I think we should paint this. We should continue painting the metallic part. It's a good way to kind of start our session today. And let's get crack-a-lackin' just about an hour and a half into our session. We're doing the thing that I said we'd do. Paint. I'm going to be using metallic paint, and whenever I use metallic paint, I use a separate water cup vessel to clean my brush rather than the main ones. I have two main cups that I use to clean my brushes. One is intended for cleaning the brush, and the other one's for mixing and watering down my paint. You don't want to. It's good to have two separate cups for that. But whenever I use metallic, I like to have a whole other separate one, just because if I clean my brush in the main cup that I use, that's going to taint any other colors that we would use next. Because all of the little metallic flakes in the metal will impact the result. Now, let's get out the paint. Let's do a little cleanup. Ba-dum-bum-bum. I've got my metallic paint. Okay. Now, still messy. Let's clean up a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually, we need a slightly stiff brush to do all this. This will probably do. Actually, I can tell that I used some metallic paint on this. Again, it's also a good idea to have an entirely separate brush to paint your metallics with, because again, you're going to run into the issue of having small metallic particles inside your embedded into your brush, which you kind of don't want. And it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to get it out. Ooh, this metallic is going all over the place. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about this brand, Army Painter brand of paints. I mean, I have it, so I gotta use it. But yeah, we're gonna just kind of tidy up this metallic stuff here. This time around, we're gonna focus mostly on the edges and kind of just catch all the details on the edges. And we're doing a bit of a dry brush on it, because I think that kind of helps. Rather than just slopping on the paint, the metallic paint directly, if you kind of use a dry brushing motion, it kind of makes it look a little more metallic, I suppose. I don't know. And I'm not looking to really catch the sides of the model here, because that would probably cause some issues with the paint, with the thickness of the paint, and placing this model, this part, with the other parts of the model. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I don't know, looks fine. But now we gotta add in all the other details here. Let's do a little another round just because I've got some extra paint here. Let's add another, especially on the eyes. I think that the eyes could do with a little more silver. There we go. And again, we're just gonna catch all these little side details here. All the raised, sharp edges. And if you kind of focus applying your paint there, it kind of looks a bit more reflective, kind of, sort of. Okay, and then again, this is my metallic brush, and we're going to put it into this cup here, which will be just for metallic paint. If I can remember, because I've definitely forgotten sometimes and have put some metallic paint in my main thing. My main thing? Alright, I've got this Castellan bronze. This is actually air color, which is intended for airbrush, but it's actually not half bad if you're using, if you're hand painting, just because it acts as a pre-thinned paint. And so normally when you're painting, you kind of want to thin out your paint. But you don't have to do that as much with this air color, just because, again, it's intended for an airbrush. So let's mix it, let's shake it a bit, because I feel like it's been sitting in the shelf of this store for a good long while. Oh, there's something else that I need to do. Okay, let's carry on with this. I was very tempted to do something else. Being very, very distracted. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Let's shake it a bit more, because I'm kind of nervous about how sharp this is going to be. And let's get a brush. What's going to be our brush for fine metal painting? Wow. This container, this little bag is so stubborn. Open. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna use... Come on, baby, give me a small brush. That's not gonna do. Okay, I gotta get this brush somehow. Vanilla, how am I doing with the drawing, the dino drawings? Are you inspired? I am doing well with them. I'm having fun. I am inspired, actually. It's kind of like a weird in between for me, where I'm not trying to draw like scientifically accurate dinosaurs, you know, like paleo art dinosaurs, where I'm researching everything and making them look like how they would in reality. But I am trying to conform to some rules, or I'm trying to make them look... Oh, there, we opened it. Wow, this whole time I've been trying to open this container. I am trying to kind of make them look somewhat realistic, you know? And I found a good place, like a good medium, where it's like kind of cartoony and kind of realistic, kinda. So in that sense, I'm enjoying it, and I have this idea in mind where I want to where I would like to... Ooh, this is so thin. Okay, let's try. Line them all up when they're done. And place them all together in a single image where they're all to scale. That's sort of the overall plan, which is why most of the dinosaurs that I've been drawing, and for those that are listening might not know what we're talking about, over on my art Instagram, which is RayOArt, I've been drawing dinosaurs every day, and it's been really fun, so you can check that out. But yeah, that the reason why a lot of my dinosaurs have been kind of in the same pose, they haven't really been in really crazy poses or anything like that, is because I want to line them all up when it's all done. And have them be all to scale. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, I like dinosaurs for a long time when I was a kid. But really, I haven't drawn too many in my adult life. I haven't drawn many at all. My quote-unquote adult life. So this has been really fun to really draw some dinosaurs, and there's a number of dinosaurs that I haven't even heard of. Like, I like to say that I liked dinosaurs as a kid, but it's not like I studied them all too much, or I know about the heavy hitters. I know about like Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops and blah blah blah. All the really kind of common ones, I suppose. But for example, the one that I had just drawn last night, the one with the really long claws, I've never seen that one before. That's all new to me. Very unusual. I mean, the first time I saw it was in the Jurassic World movie. Joe! What's up, Joe? How are you today? How you doing? We are painting Haro today. Ta-da! Painting the metal. The interior metal part of our friend Haro. And then earlier in the stream, we've been adding details. Adding a little bit of details to Haro. Using the Maschinen Krieger extra bits, like these rivets. Adding some extra rivets to Haro. Like this. But how you doing? How you doing today, Joe? I was just talking about dinosaurs. I'm drawing some dinosaurs this month, and it's been really fun. And Vanilla here was asking if I've been inspired, and I feel like I have been. It's just a really interesting exercise drawing, doing a drawing every day, doing a dinosaur drawing every day, looking up dinosaurs, trying to depict them in a somewhat realistic manner. I've also been attempting to draw feathered dinosaurs, which is kind of unusual. Client sucks, doing my best at work. Nice. Ganbate. Is that what they say? Ganbate. Do your best. Do your best, Joe. Please don't let me distract you from your work. Work is more important. But at the same time, if work is shitty, feel free to hang out and blow off some steam while you're working away. How would I go about doing that, though? Yeah, let's leave that alone for now. I was like, this needs a bit more. I was thinking about adding more silver to some of these parts, but I think that's good enough for now. If anything, let's add a bit more of this glaze, this red glaze to the eyes. So that turned out nice. And we're just going to direct it towards the bottom. think that's gonna look pretty nice. Yes. Okay. Okay, so there it is. There's Haro's interior frame. As a sneak peek, let's see how that looks with the top. I don't want to press it in too much just because I think that it's gonna kind of scuff up the paint. Well, yeah, you can't really tell then. Let's just not do that. There you go. Let's put this aside. And now we've got all these Haro bits, all these little bitty Haro parts right here. And how are we going to paint them?
Is everybody in the groove? Well, stick around. We're just warming up, baby.
Let's see, can I clip it like this? Well, it all falls off. I think we gotta clip it just like each part separately. So let's do that. There we go. And these little parts here, they get clipped. Everyone gets clipped. So the plan for this Haro, I think, is going to... He's going to be... Carmi, you're back. You took a small nap. Welcome back from La La Land. Welcome back to the land of the living. How was your nap? Was it restful? One, two, three, four. There's another. There should be another plate thing, but I can't. I do not see it at the moment. It was good. It was a good nap. Nice. Good nap. Gotta get those naps in, Carmi. Gotta get that rest. This is what we've done thus far. If you haven't been... since you've been asleep. We've painted the interior of Haro. Got the little wires and stuff. So we have to kind of take a second look at it and do a little more, but for now, that's not bad. And yeah, there's another... here it is. Is this it? Yeah. There's the hands. There's these, it's the feet? I think it's Haro's feet. Gotta think about how we want to color those. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll paint them metallic. We might as well do them metallic, right? Why not? Let's see. Let's just try. Using some of this Castellax bronze. Yeah, no plan. I don't really have a plan today while painting this. It's kind of like free-form day of painting, I suppose. So my local hobby store has a sale. They have like a Black Friday sale going on, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of don't want to buy any more models. But at the same time, it's a sale. It's a sale. I'd be stupid not to buy something, right? Right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Also, the weather is really shitty out right now, so it's not like I can really... It's not a super great idea to be out and about. I mean, it's Canada. We're used to it, but at the same time, if you don't really have to go out when it's snowing, when the weather is really, really crappy, then you probably shouldn't. This is pre-thinned paint, which is really interesting. Pre-thinned for airbrushing. A sale? Exactly, a sale. Ah, it was a sale. I mean, it's a sale. It's something like, if you buy 3 model kits, you'll get like 25% off? Something like that? This is okay. You could buy like 2 small model kits and then 1 big chungus, big chunky model kit, and it's like, and that's pretty good right there. But you know, I'm trying to finish what's on my plate here. I've got a number of like models that I've already painted that I kind of want to get through. So you know, car may have some pre-thin paints. It's pretty handy. Yeah, this is pre-thin for airbrushing, but they're not like the worst thing to use for just hand painting as well. Just because you need to thin out your paint when you're hand painting as well. So it's like they kind of just do part of the job for you, which you know, I'm about that. If I could get more Haro model kits, I think I would, because they're just kind of fun. Have you seen, Carmi, or anyone else, have you seen the Haro that's in like a battle suit, like a battle mecha suit? That's the one I want. It's pretty much the same Haro model, it's just that, like, yeah, he has this kind of like little mecha suit that he's sticking out of. It looks pretty funny. I want it. Okay. There we are. So, as you can see, this is looking rather patchy. It's looking kind of sus. But if we add a second layer, a third layer, it'll probably look nice and solid. So we will return to that. Gotta let that dry. But for now, let's actually paint let's paint Haro for reals. Let's paint the actual outside part of Haro, the part that everyone actually is going to look at. And again, the idea is to make him look rusty. We're gonna make him look rusty and a little junky, a little botched and patched together. What's that emote? Carmi. Oh, that's a new one. I don't think I've seen that one from you. That's a cool one. Oh, that's like your new one, I think. Ooh. Ooh. Oh boy. Look at that. There's a bunch of blue tack in there. That's gonna be fun cleaning up. I don't feel like doing that now. Ugh. Frickin' blue tack, guys. Okay, so what's the plan? We're gonna paint Haro orange. There's vanillas. What's gonna be the orange though? What is the... This is really, really bright. I think that's a little too bright. Let me see. Do I have any Angry Gang? Do I have anything that's like not as crazy bright? Oh, I like this one. Let's go with that one. Alright. I found a nice orange. And I think we're gonna use Sponge Chan again. I'm a big proponent of Sponge Chan for painting. But I have to cut some new sponge because I don't have any handy. Most of my new emotes are still pending approval. Oh, really? Yeah, sometimes that can take a while. I know, I'm sure you're fully aware of that. But yeah, occasionally when I submit new emotes, they're like, cool, yeah, you can use them. Have fun. And then most other times it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait 2 weeks. Gonna have to wait 2 weeks. Just crazy. Why do I gotta wait so long? Why I gotta wait? I don't wanna wait. Alright. Yeah, let's just sponge on this color. Actually, let's take a moment to think. Cause I'm working from a white base. I think we gotta go dark first. I think we have to kind of start from a darker base. Do I got brown? Okay, let's do this. Jose in the house. How's it going, Jose? Let's give a little shout out to Jose. Let's give a little shout out to Jose. Did I shout out Joe? Here, let's shout out Joe. Not sure I shouted out Joe. Shout out to Joe. Brilliant builder here on Twitch and just so creative. He's been making some G Gundam based characters. Custom. Shout out to Jose. Y'all know Jose. Recently he built Gao Gaigar and Goldie Mark and it was amazing. Chef's kiss. So good. Vanilla, yes, this 32 by 32 pixel image needs the deepest CSI investigation. Exactly, right? They gotta analyze it. It takes 2 weeks. They gotta analyze it. They have to run it through the algorithm, the problematic algorithm, and it just takes 2 weeks to run it, examining every little aspect of it. And it's Raichill Builds. Hey, Raichill Builds, how's it going? How you doing? How you doing today? Is that sprayed on primer? If not, then how did you get it on? It is indeed sprayed on primer, although occasionally in the past I've done some hand primering, and I probably will in the future because it's just cold outside. I can't go outside to spray. Okay, let's do this. Let's put some of this shit on. This dark color. And I need a brush. Carmi Ippo kissed us. Ooh, it was like a chef's kiss. It's a thing. You know about the chef's kiss there, Carmi. Trying to incriminate me? Not that that would be a criminal offense. Work sucks. Work sucks. Yeah, you had to get up crazy early, huh? We were just talking about how much you've been streaming and like for how long, Jose. You've been at it for a good long while. The last few days, getting in a lot of streaming time in. Kissy kissy. We're using Sponge Chan. Why not? And this is really just the first step of building up layers. This is actually what do they call it? Air paint. Yeah, it's a Citadel Air, and I was just mentioning to Carmi here that it's pre-thinned for airbrush, but it's actually not awful for hand painting as well, just because you end up doing a lot of thinning of your paint anyways with this stuff, right? It's kind of doing your job for you. Is that all of them? We gotta get this. These are all the little extra little plates that you can use. They're kind of like option parts. I'm just gonna get all that. And yeah, again, the plan with this guy is to get him real rusty, real crusty, rusty and crusty TM. And again, we're just kind of building up the first layer. And eventually he's gonna be orange, but for now he's gonna look like brown diarrhea. It's gonna look like he's had some explosive diarrhea. That's the first step, guys. The explosive diarrhea stage. Trademark. Patent pending. And I don't have a plan. This is the plan that I concocted in my mind like 40 minutes ago. So who knows if it'll actually work out. This could all be a big disaster. Although, it'll be fine. You can always fix it. You can do something about it. I'm tempted to simply paint the entire surface of this model, you know, with the brush, but I feel like if we build up the layers like this, it'll kind of end up being a lot more interesting and less flat. But again, maybe I'm just completely up my ass. There we go. Next customer. And then yes, there are hands for this model. I don't really know how I'll do the hands. I suppose we'll just kind of color them the same, or maybe we'll color them different. Let me look at the box real quick and see what they do on the box. If you're gonna do something like this, guys, I recommend kind of turning the sponge in your hand periodically as you're sort of dabbing your model, because you don't want to repeatedly keep the same pattern like this, and then it creates this like visual repetitive pattern. If you constantly kind of turn it around and turn the model around, you're gonna get all these different angles, and it just looks a little more, just has a bit more variety. Let's get the hands, and how are we going to grip the hands? I also have this oh shit. Let's leave that alone. It's a really small part. I was gonna say I have this Gundam artifact model, but I don't think we'll get around to that today. We'll see. Where's the other hand? Did I not have another hand here? Awesome. Here it is. There we go. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Sometimes when people call like the various stages of their painting, they sometimes refer to a ugly stage, like this is the ugly stage, so don't worry, it looks ugly now. I think we're there. I think this is the ugly stage, guys. We might actually have several ugly stages. This is the ugly stage part 1. It looks like diarrhea, but I assure you that it'll look less like diarrhea as we get on throughout the day. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. Again, this is Steel Legion Drab, which is actually a really nice brown. It's got a bit of a gray, kind of got a bit of a muted kind of tone to it, which I think is suitable for this. Because again, this is mostly kind of building up the detail. Building up the base color. I watered this down just a bit more, and so it's not as it's kind of spreading out on the surface a bit more. I will have to assemble this model as we kind of get further along to get a better idea of where I want to place the shading and where I want to paste the rust and stuff like that. I think we might need to get in with a brush and kind of get some of these areas around this detail here, this little detail that I added on, because the sponge is not getting into the little cracks. Making this Haro's been naughty, rolling around in the mud all day. Yeah, I didn't realize this, but the I believe that the Suletta Mercury model kit comes with a Haro. I believe so, right? Because initially I was like, oh, all these photos I'm looking at, is she simply holding this Haro model? And it can't be, because this Haro model looks way bigger than the one that Suletta is holding. But I wasn't too sure if I was gonna get a Suletta model or the other girl. I wasn't too sure if I was gonna get her, but now I think I really want them, as well as the Ariel. But I also might want to get the Lefrith. If I get the Lefrith and not the Ariel, I'm okay with that. Let's get these other parts. I'm realizing that this underside would likely need to get some paint too, just because if you're opening up the model, you will see the underside of that. So I will have to paint those parts. Again, there's an extra detail that I added here where the paint just hasn't really gotten through because it's a little bit of an awkward angle. Ooh, this is the bronze. This is the wrong color here. This is what we want. One thing that I feel also very comfortable with is the process of painting a model, and yes, you will have like an ugly phase. Yes, you'll have a period of time where the model's not going to look amazing and it'll look kind of weird and kind of ugly, right? I feel good about like the process to get to the point where it does look good, and I don't have any kind of like worries or insecurity about things being ugly at first. I don't mind, because I feel okay that the result will get somewhere close to what I had originally envisioned, so long as I stick with it. I've always been that way about my art as well, about drawing. You know, anything else in the world, any other actual real world activity, I'm fraught with insecurities, I'm fraught with concerns and anxiety. But when it comes to drawing, when it comes to painting, when it comes to, for the most part, when it comes to painting models and stuff, I feel okay about the process and the fact that it'll look kinda okay eventually. It's just a matter of hacking away at it and time. And really that's kind of rooted in experience too. Like it's a matter of just doing it time and time again and getting that experience. You know, it's not like it's not like I was born with any kind of special talent in that sense, you know? It's just I've been doing it since I was a kid. You know, people often say like, you know, it's a natural talented, it's a gift. It's like, I think that there's some truth to that, but really, you know, it's a matter of repetition. It's a matter of just doing things. Like Michael Jordan, right? What was the story? Like when he was a kid, he just kind of constantly threw free throws in the backyard. You just kind of have to keep on doing it. And I forget what artist it was. I think it was the artist for the Silent Hill series, and someone asked him like, how is it that you're able to draw so quickly? How is it that you're able to be so productive and knock out these drawings? Because he still does really fascinating horror artwork to this day. And he was like, it's not fast. Like, I don't, this actually isn't really fast. It's based on years and years of experience. What you're seeing when I do things quickly is simply my experience, because I've done this time and time again for years and years and years, for hours and hours and hours upon days and days and days, right? And that's why I can do this quickly, because it's my experience. And I really took that to heart. I was like, oh man, that's actually super true. That is actually super, super true, dude. Bacon's about gaining experience and confidence. Yeah. It's just about just constantly doing it and gaining that confidence. I used to watch a lot of UFC, and one thing that I constantly heard from the athletes, from the fighters, was how, you know, the real battle is in the training, in the months and the weeks leading up to the fight. That's the real fight. Is just training really, really hard, right? So that when you actually finally get into the ring, it's about showing your experience, showing how hard you worked in training. And that confidence that you have in the fight itself is the training. Like, it's because of your training. It's because you work so hard that the fight itself is simply, you know, a matter of execution. And any kind of confidence that you have is rooted in that. Bacon, although some people just feel insecure no matter how good they get. Yeah, that's an artist thing too, by the way, is like just being insecure and in your own head. That's definitely an artist thing as well. Vanilla, I still don't like how I draw, but I know I have improved a lot since I started in 2019. 2019, Vanilla? Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. You started drawing in 2019. You look like you've been drawing all your life. What is this all about? Does not compute. Training is hard. Yeah, but training's hard. I don't want to train. I just want instant gratification. I just want the good results. I want things to look good immediately. I want to do the thing and be awesome right now. I feel you. That's... I know it. So yeah, now we're kind of building up the layers, and this is still looking rather poopy. We're gonna kind of work our way up to the very bright orange. And by having this stippling effect, by having these like flecks of colors, it just creates more depth rather than simply applying it with a brush. If you just keep on constantly adding up layers like this, you'll get to a point where it just has a lot of interesting depth. At least that's the theory, guys. That's just a theory, a game theory. Take a look. Yeah, we're gonna have to get much, much brighter. And we'll get there. My first digital drawing looks like it's straight out of a nightmare. That sounds awesome, though. I like nightmares sometimes. I'll show it to you later. Yeah, show me. 2019 is when you started drawing. What? But like you drew as a kid, right? Okay, I'm getting somewhere. Of course, like every kid, right. But then you thought some dark shit happened. Oh. That doesn't sound good. But at least you're in a better place now, hopefully. I mean, let's put it this way. I'm glad that you're drawing now. I'm glad that you are where you are now, such that you can you can draw, and that the world vanilla gets to see your art and your graphic design and everything in your streams. Glad that you're in a place where you can do that, because I'm glad that I can catch your streams and see your work. So good. That's a cute one, Carmi. Bongo. Gonna have to mix a bit more of this orange. We're gonna have to mix a lot, because the process of sort of doing this dabbing, like it kind of uses up a fair amount of paint, more than you might expect. So the next layer, I think we're gonna kind of really slop on this orange. We're gonna kind of try at least, just to get to that point where we wanna be. We wanna be where we wanna be, if that makes any sense. All right. Let's actually shake this paint too. I feel like I gotta shake it a good amount. Where is that color? Was it this? No. Oh, here it is. Fiery orange. Let's give it a good shake. Let's give it a good shake, guys. Shake, shake, shake. See, what was it? 2 weeks ago when we were back in a big city, back in Toronto, and we hit up Panda Hobby. Much like Bacon, I was debating on what to get. I ended up spending a fair chunk of change on Rank Elite. It's the most I ever spent on a model kit at this point, and I definitely was kind of thinking, did I overdo it just now? Like going back home, and even like a day later, I was like, did I overdo it? Was that not the wave? Was that a dumb move? I'm still not too sure. Actually, you know what? When I was looking at the model kit and I opened it up and looked at the instructions, I felt a little better. I felt a little better about the model kit, just because it looks so cool, it looks so fun. But for vanilla, Panda Hobby is a store. It's just the name of a hobby store where they sell the kits, and it's in Toronto. I live outside of Toronto, a couple hours away, outside of the big city, so it's not often that I get to go down to the big city, back to Toronto, but I did a couple weeks back, and I actually met up with some pals, some of my IRL pals, who also happen to stream, like Bacon and Eshwin, which was really great. And yeah, I bought a kit there. So that's a Panda Hobby. That's a Panda Hobby. Okay. Okay. Let's water down this ever so slightly. And also Carmi is familiar with Panda Hobby. She's bought some model kits there. They do ship to the US. They sell more than just model kits too. They sell like action figures and anime toys and statues and stuff too. Yes, Carmi. There it is. Thank you for supporting Canadian businesses. Vanilla, not fully related, but I love specialized stores so much. Yes. I don't know if you have Muji in Spain, but it's a Japanese store where they sell stationery and stuff. You guys have Muji or anything similar to that, like a stationery store? I really like places like that. Places that sell stuff to be organized, because I'm actually not. I'm actually not very organized. And I don't even really attempt to get organized, to be honest. I don't really make an effort to become an organized human being, but I like to fantasize. I like to fantasize, walk into stores like IKEA, walk into stores like Muji, look at all the stationery, look at all the stuff that they have to be an organized individual, and I like to fantasize that I'm one of them. Like, yeah, look at these shelves, look at all that. That's what I fantasize about, guys. That's what I like to think about. It's what I dream about. Muji? Oh, yeah, you got Muji. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I like the stationery and stuff. You got Muji, Carmi? Bought some curry once. Wait, they sell curry at Muji? I know that they sell snacks. Yeah, they might actually. Ooh, see, this is kind of getting close. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Not quite, but we're getting there. Oh shit! I got my. I'm getting my fingerprints on this. Hold up. There you go. Yeah, Japanese curry is a little different. I find it's a bit more mild, I think. I don't know if Bacon has any input. He's our resident Japan expert, or Eshwin. I find Japanese curry to be a bit less spicy, a bit more mild, but it's still good. Still good. Let's keep going. You bought the spiciest one? Actually, that reminds me, yesterday was Taco Tuesday. I forget quite often, and then someone else mentions it, like Jose. Like, it's Taco Tuesday. I'm like, shit, I should have got tacos. Anyways, I finally remembered that it was Taco Tuesday yesterday, so I hit up we hit up the taco joint that we got around here. And the last time I was there, I got medium spicy salsa. And I got home, I was like, man, this is okay. It's not that great. And to be honest, I'm actually a bit of a spice noob. Within the last few years, I've been trying to get better. I'm trying to invest more points on the skill tree of spice tolerance. Put more points in my build, but I'm still a noob. I'm still a spice noob. But nevertheless, the last time I was there, I was like, this sucks. This is not spicy at all. So next time, I'm gonna get the maximum spice, right? So this is next time. It's yesterday, Taco Tuesday once again. I'm like, they say, what do I want? Give me the max spicy, my man. Let's hit me up. And so we try it. I'm back home, and initially I'm like, this is nothing. This is not so bad. It's fine. It's fine. I feel a little something, but for a spice noob like me, for a level 3 spice master, spice mancer, this is okay. But the more I bite into it, the more I feel it, and it kind of builds and builds until I'm just like suffering. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. What's going on? Something's happening to me. I was feeling it by the end. I was in a bad state. Spice Mancer. You're gonna do yeah, that sounds awesome. Spice Mancer. Yeah, by the end I was definitely feeling it. I should have known better, because he was like, what do you want? I said, give me the spicy, give me maximum spicy. And the salsa was like this black goop. Like the mild was green. The mild was like this cute little green color, and the medium was red, and then the maximum spicy was this like black. It was like, it looked like all the evil and sin in the world concentrated into a salsa. But I was like, it should be fine. I don't know. It should be fine. And it was fine initially. But the more I had it, I was a wreck. It was so weird. I wasn't expecting to feel it so strongly as I went on. But anyways. Vanilla, I love spicy, it barely affects me. Coming out. Yeah, I'm getting better. I want to get better at it. Also, it's just not really something that I grew up with, spicy food, so it's kind of fun to eat it now. And it's like a whole new world of flavors. It's like rediscovering eating all over again. Like, whoa, spice! Whoa, guys! You guys heard of spice? Because, yeah, it's just not really something that we had much of at home. My understanding is that Filipino cooking does involve spice. It does involve like spicy ingredients. It's just that I suppose the particular region that my family came from, they do not. Just worked out that way. I think we gotta let the paint dry because it's gonna. We don't want to smush around. We don't want to smush it around like the. We want to sort of maintain that pattern and let it dry. Like that. Also, I'm finding that the colors. I'm looking on my second screen here. The colors look a little dull compared to what I'm seeing in reality. So I'm here to assure you guys that the colors look a lot more vibrant than it does in as you're seeing it on screen, or maybe it's just my screen. Looks a lot more vibrant IRL. Just going in with a brush and kind of getting some of the areas that the sponge did not hit. Doing a little hand stippling as well, because why not? I have problems. This thin down paint is pretty cool. It's the first time I've ever used it. This air paint, pre-thinned for airbrushing. We bought several bottles of various colors not too long ago, and yeah, I used a bit of it for a different project, but this is the first time I'm using this particular color. And it's pretty nice. Like I said, you don't really have to thin it down yourself. It's already like a really nice watery consistency, or not watery necessarily. It's a really good consistency. I will have to paint some of these parts black. I'm not really sure how much gets exposed when the model is fully assembled. We'll have to do probably another layer on that. Probably. But yeah, let's assemble Haro. At least this much, and see. I can feel that the paint isn't fully dry. It looks pretty cool. This will not stick because the other part is not here. But we can just kind of smush it in. Yeah. So here we are. Here's the state of Haro. Our little boy Haro. And I think what we gotta do is really amp it up. We're gonna pump up the orangeosity, technical term. I think we gotta boost it by a whole lot. So now, Haro has seen things. I've seen things. I've seen some shit. That's the idea, that's the concept. It's a Haro that's seen some shit. This is a orange, but I've been toning it down. If I were to apply this orange just straight on the model, that would be very, very bright. And again, I think the best idea is to really kind of build it up in layers, you know? So I don't want to really drastically shift it into a very bright orange. We want to kind of get to that point through a couple of layers of paint. So let's do that. And also so I've assembled Haro now. And I think that's going to help in terms of getting like an overall feel for the model and the direction. I also have to stay clear of the eyes. I'm gonna put some blue tack on the eyes, even though I hate blue tack, because I don't want to get anything on the eyes. Ooh. I know that Carmi has the Hello Kitty Haro, very cute. And there's also the Zaku Haro, the Zaku Hello Kitty, very funny. These are very fun models just because they're so simple. Alright, there we go. It's got blue eyes now. Now we can safely do this. And we want to just do that stabbing motion, because that way you kind of maintain the speckling kind of effect. If you kind of do a brush stroke, that's when you get, well, a stroke. And we don't really want that. We want the dabs. Dab, 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 dab. And again, we're just going to keep on doing this, basically until I get bored. Just going to basically keep on applying this, because the more you do, the better it'll look. That's the theory. The more layers you apply. And then we're going to actually go in and do some rust. We're going to do some chipping. We're going to do some edge highlighting, blah, blah, blah. Probably add some decals, although I don't really know what decals I have that I could use. We'll think about that. Wah. Stop turning around, Haro. I seen some things. I seen some things. Been in the 1 Year War. I've been in Char's counterattack. Waha! Okay, Haro, calm down, Haro. Just go there. Haro has all these little tubes for arms, and I have not painted those. I don't know what I want to paint them. I'm thinking something will come to me magically. An idea for the colors of the hands, of the arms rather, will just float into my brain if I do other stuff. Something will occur to me. There we go. Let's get a beverage. Am I running low? I am. Wow, it's almost been 3 hours, guys. 3 hours of painting my Haro ball. We can keep going though. Dude, it's only 3:54 here in Canada land, so we can keep going. Maybe I'll take a break. So the next step, Let me try and pinch Haro. She's Jose. She's not working. Just very flat. She's not working. I assure you, she's not working. I'm working, okay? I'm working over here. Hey. I'm working over here. Okay, we're gonna get brighter now. We're gonna add this very bright Troll Slayer orange. We're gonna add just a touch of it. And that's really gonna kind of liven things up, so to speak. We'll see where that takes us. Maybe that takes us to a bad place. Maybe that takes us to the no-no zone. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. What is it? It's Wednesday, but I haven't streamed all week long, right? This is my first time streaming this week, unless you count Sunday. I guess you could count Sunday. So yeah, we're kinda... I like to stream on Mondays, but I did not. I felt like between Monday and Tuesday, I just had a bit too much on my plate. So that's why we're here today, making the most of it. We're doing pretty good for time, so we can keep going. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. You guys know the drill. Let's take a quick look at our boy Haro. He's definitely seen some shit. Look at that. This little thing here is funny. Anyways. I like it. So look how bright that is. Hopefully this is gonna work out. Gonna use Sponge Chan. Okay, it's not really shifting it too much as far as I can tell. And maybe we can direct our shading more towards the top, right? Maybe we can sort of direct it more towards the top of the model and leave the underside of the model a bit more dull, a bit darker, and that way we can get a bit of a shading thing going on. A shading thing. Art things, color things. That's why I partially assembled this model, so I could get a little bit of an idea of where to focus. So what's next, Jose, for you? You've really been knocking out the models, been pumping them out. Just super productive, and I'm so curious as to what you're gonna do next. Oh wait, it's Waifu Wednesday, yeah? Are we in for the continuation of a waifu? That could be it. These are the underside plates. They do need to get a bit of this orange. Let's get a bit of that orange on there. Let's actually water this down a bit. It is actually kind of watery, TBH. Waifu build today, nice. It's the same one that you had been working on since yesterday, I think. Stippling by hand because I'm obviously sick in the head. It's kind of fun working on this just because it's like a huge blank canvas. You can kind of just do what you want to it. It's just a huge smooth surface, and I've elected to basically scuff it all up think the center of the head here needs a bit more attention. Let's try and get some... We're doing it by hand now, just to kind of get a bit more impact. It will dry, because it is quite watery. Going to eat something, Vanilla. BRB, enjoy your food. Please report back on what you ate. I'm always interested in food in general. Carmi, you bought a waifu yesterday. Oh shit, what'd you buy? What'd you buy? Which waifu? Which waifu? We were discussing in another stream that I should do more streams after dark, do more streams in the evening, at nighttime. I only occasionally do that, but we were sort of discussing that it'd be kind of fun to do a bit more of that. And it was suggested that I should do waifu builds at the night, in the nighttime streams. And I was like, dude, I do that in broad daylight. No shame. No shame over here. Broad daylight. Let's go. Let's catch up on the chat. Don't kill me, Jose. Which one? What is it? Jose, why you do this? What you do this time, Carmi? Which one? Did I miss it? I think what we're gonna do is do a couple more passes at this. We can always kind of change it up too. We can always add more a little later if need be. But I think we're getting to a point where I'm kind of happy with what we have going on. I also don't want to spend a billion years on this. This is the kind of process where you could just kind of keep on working at it. But I don't really feel like it. I don't feel like it, Mom. But yeah, kind of liking it. Ah, here we are, Carmi. Let's see. Giving up your senpai badge. Oh, you got the balancer that Jose mentioned. This is definitely a texture. This is not a waifu? Am I crazy? Am I looking at the right thing? Phantasy Star Online Vega 1 in 72nd scale model kit? Is that the one, Carmi? Oh, keep scrolling through the pics. Darn it. Let me open it up again. I closed it. The pics. Got any pics? Scroll, she says. It's at the end? Let me check here. Sorry guys, you might experience a slight disruption as I check it on my actual computer. Because it's I'm looking at it mobile and it's not really loading up properly. Carmi, am I being lied to? Am I being deceived? All I see is this Phantasy Star guy, and I see no waifu. I'm scrolling down and there's nothing.
Hey baby, it's me. I was just calling to chat with you a little bit. I miss you a lot.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm waiting. I'm waiting here. Waiting for the waifus.
Hear your voice.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. We also have to let this paint dry. How big is Haro relative to a human being? What is the scale of this model kit? Hold on. Where's the box? Where's the scale of Haro?
Bye, hon.
I don't think there's any scale on this guy. Well, I should refer to the Witch of Mercury, Haro. That might tell me. You need to wait, Carmi. Did you order that thinking you were getting getting a waifu, and it's not? Is this what's happening? Well, I'm glad that you caught it. Is that what's happening right now? That's so Carmi. Womp womp. Today in another episode of That's So Carmi. It's not included. Classic. It's another Carmi classic. Womp womp. Scroll down, she says. I'm scrolling. All I see is like about us and the kind of credit cards they take. That's all I see. I'm not seeing any waifu. Jose. It is kind of cool. I think I've seen a review of that, and it's rather small. Let it be known that I think that model kit is rather small, if that's the one I'm thinking of. That's so Carmi. That's definitely an orange ball, guys. He's seen some shit. He's got a lot of mileage. Should I do another pass? That is the question. Let's do a really, really light pass with this orange, and we're gonna have it watered down so that it's like crazy, crazy light. See, it's 1 in 72nd scale, so it should be bigger. Let me see this. Let me see this. Oh, is that the one that you wanted? That's the one that you wanted. That's the Wait, so that model is from Phantasy Star as well? Is that what I'm understanding? See how the color has really kind of become a lot more solid now? We went from like splurts of diarrhea doo-doo and now it's kind of become a little more solid, but you're seeing kind of like layers underneath. You're seeing a bit of those layers kind of come through underneath just a bit. That's what I wanted. That's really, really, really the feeling that I wanted to go for. But I think as an overall impression, we should kind of do a bit of this, a bit of like an orange glaze, so to speak. if it fits other Kodo kits, it does look like it would fit other Kodo kits. Could it be that there's something kind of messed up with the information there? Maybe that's the problem? This is the very, very neon kind of orange. And I've watered it down quite a lot. And we're gonna slap this on now. Although, I want to be careful. Because the rest of the model here has really just been the paint hasn't fully dried, I can tell. And so I don't want to kind of do any glazing while the paint hasn't dried. So we'll kind of work on some other parts for the time being. Possibly the bronze. We'll get to that bronze. And this hand here, which I did not color. I'm thinking I might color one hand totally different, just for the sake of having a variety. How are we doing for time? It's 4:11. Still good, still good, still Gouda. Still good. Is this a vanilla thing, or is this a Spanish thing? It's bread, ketchup, and bread. I think you need to make a tutorial. I don't know if I can follow you on that. Sounds a little complex. Bread, ketchup, bread. Too hard. Okay, I think we're okay with the orange now. Do I have all the parts? I think I do. Now, there is the matter of the various kinds of details here, the line of the mouth and the bolts and all of that. All of that needs to get a little attention. We have Nuln Oil Shade and we've got Reichland Flesh Shade. Both of these would do pretty well to create a kind of shadowy area, so let's do that. It's not like it's dripping ketchup. I mean, yes, but it's still, oof, I don't know. Not a big fan of ketchup. Pretty sure I've said that before. Ugh. Ketchup sandwich. Alright. Let's close that. Now, we are going to very carefully brush this on. And I said carefully, and yet I still fucked it up. I put this brush in my mouth like a real artist. And there you go. You can see I'm drawing the line, adding that extra bit of detail. Gotta get the bolts. Can you guys see the other brush in my mouth? I think we're gonna get something like that. Some of these stains, we're gonna just drag down the paint and create like kind of a stain. And we're gonna get something on the eyeballs here. And we don't need to get both eyes, just one is fine. And then here again, a little shadow. And we're gonna get a brush and drag it down. You will secretly try it later. Yeah, it's the deep dark secret, guys. I actually like ketchup. I've gone on public record saying that I don't like ketchup. It's all just a ruse. I actually secretly love ketchup. Blah, ketchup. I mean, I'll have it. I'm not gonna be like, no, gross, get away from me. But also, kind of, I might, just a little bit. Ketchup sandwich. How about a blank sandwich? You guys ever have a blank sandwich? That's just like bread and then bread. It's like bread and then air and then bread. Blank sandwich. I didn't think that that Buzz Lightyear movie was that great. You know that new Buzz Lightyear movie? I didn't think it was all that great, but they had a pretty funny gag about sandwiches in the future. Has anyone seen it? They had this gag about sandwiches in the future where it's like inverted, where it's like your meat, like your ham, and then the bread, and then the ham. That's how they have sandwiches in the future. And they're like, it's totally awesome. It's so good. What are you talking about? You know, it's so juicy. You get all the juice on your fingertips, and you get to lick your fingers when you're done, kind of like fried chicken or something. They're like, it's awesome. Vanilla, there's a saying here that says, bread with bread, food for dummies. Bread with bread. There you go. Food for dummies. My kind of food. Bread here is so freaking good. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I know, like, France is, like, really well known for bread, of course. But I don't know much about Spanish bread. Bread in general is pretty badass. I'm always down for some bread. We want to really build this up in a very subtle way. We don't want to kind of get too drastic with this like kind of like weathering and stains, you know. If you start very gradual and kind of build it up, you can kind of control it better. But if you get way too aggressive right at the start, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a hard time taking it back. So it's always better to just build it up just a little bit at a time. Even if it's like kind of imperceptible in some regards at the start. And there's all sorts of chipping that I'd like to do. This is the fun part for me. I love this. I love doing this stuff. I'm switching between two brushes because one brush is simply a blank brush. It's a blank bread brush. There's nothing on it. It's just kind of water. And then the other brush has the actual paint on it. French. Oh. Fighting words. Vanilla. Them's fighting words. Our bread can totally compete with their bread. Our bread can totally compete. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'll look this up. Obviously, being Canadian, have a lot of roots in French food. Is that what I want to say? Not necessarily. It's more like there are like French connections, and the tradition of baguette is a thing here as well. Although that being said, the baguette, depending on where you go, can be hit or miss. Do people speak French there in Canada? Yes, it's actually the second language. Every student, every child has to learn French at a young age, and for like several years in school. And officially, if you want to get a government job in Canada, you have to know how to speak French. It doesn't matter if like your general area has French-speaking people. It's kind of like you kind of have to. It's just the law. And the same if you're like gonna run for prime minister or any kind of federal, provincial position. You're gonna have to know how to speak en français. Ha ha ha. I don't know French. I mean, I studied it, but you know, it's just a subject in school, like any other thing in school. Just immediately dumped it out of my brain the second after like I learned it after some kind of test. And I thought I had a decent kind of grasp on French regardless, just because of all the schooling and stuff. But not too long ago, we went to Parliament. You know, like where our prime minister does his prime minister things, and we did a tour. They only had French-speaking tour, and I was like, should be fine. Dude, no problem. Let's go. And they did the tour, and I was so lost. I had no idea what they were saying. They were speaking so fast. But yeah, people speak French. I mean, it's not everyone can speak French. Unless you're from Quebec. If you're from Quebec, there's a higher concentration of French-speaking people there. It's basically Europe. Quebec is like a little slice of Europe within Canada. Kinda, sorta. A lot of the architecture looks very kind of European. There's a higher concentration of French-speaking people. It feels like a different country entirely, Quebec, within Canada. Which is kind of neat. And Quebec is one province over from where I am. I'm in Ontario, and Quebec is right over. It's actually about like maybe like an hour and a half away from me, something like that. So I've been to there a couple of times, handful of times, more than a handful of times, and it's always kind of fun because like all the street signs are in French. and like we'll go to a restaurant and they want your order and they'll be speaking French, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, luckily enough, they also speak English, so they'll just kind of shift over to English. But that initial interaction, I'm just like, oh shit. What's up with Quebec? What are they hiding? Well, you know, they wanted to separate for a while too, eh? Quebec. For a good long while, a lot of Quebecois, a lot of them wanted to leave and no longer be a part of Canada. They wanted to have their own country. And they would actually almost every year have this vote, like a referendum, kind of like Ireland. Is it Ireland? They are often having like this decision if they're going to leave the UK. It's kind of like that, but eventually they just stopped. They're like, nah, actually it's pretty good here. It's kind of good being Canadian. But yeah, it's definitely almost like its own little country in Canada, and sometimes you'll hear stories of people who don't like it if you only speak English and you live in Quebec. Like there's people that will like have a problem with that. It's kind of weird. But the majority of Canada is English speaking. It's just normal English. You do the same here in Catalonia about the speaking Spanish. it's a matter of like preserving the culture. Like that's the argument that they make. But in like a big city like Montreal, right? It's kind of hard to expect everyone to speak French just because like you just have so many people there, you know, living and working there, coming from different places. You know, they've got like a thriving video game industry, for example. And it's like you'll have Americans that have come to Quebec just for work. And it's like, yeah, they're not gonna learn French. They won't. Okay, we've done like a preliminary kind of like stage of staining. Let's take a look. He's looking really sad now. I'm actually getting sad looking at this guy. The lights are kind of blowing it out too. But now we're going to do a bit of chipping. We're just going to paint into the edges some chipping, and then we might wrap things up. We'll still have to do more, of course. But this has been a decent amount of progress, I'd say. Oh, not gonna lie. I think you wanted to write not gonna lie. I want that kit now too. You could paint it so creepy, yeah. It can look really, really creepy. Yeah, there's people out there that can make them look really, really creepy and weird. This kit in itself isn't too expensive. At least I don't think so. I got this secondhand, so they were selling it much cheaper than retail. I think I bought this for $5, but I think it should be like 5 Canadian, that is. But I think it should be fairly inexpensive at retail. I don't know how much, but it should be cheap. Scissors. Scissors? Where's my scissors? Dude. What? Okay, we're gonna do this by hand. Like a beast. Rah! Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna just get the edges of this model a little bit. You guys have seen me do stuff like this before. I'm gonna be very, very selective. I don't want to overdo it too much. One thing that I'm constantly amazed by when I look at people that do weathering on their models is how delicate of a touch that they apply the weathering. They do not do too much, and I feel like my human tendency is to do too much. But I'm trying to rein it in just a little bit. And I think it might help to do it with a brush. Get a bit more control with a brush. Periodically, you can kind of slash into the model to create a scratch. Like that. key is to kind of make it look organic. Let's see. Let's get another edge here. Yes, this is what we want. And all the areas where the model would receive, or realistically if you thought about this thing, any parts where there would be a lot of movement and the grinding of two parts, the contact of two parts as they shift and move, that's where you would put some weathering. That's what I'm kind of trying to think about right now as I get these little edges and stuff. And we'll kind of go around. You basically have to just go around the whole model. You just want to think about all those little places. Like here, here's an example. Just like that. That's actually really, really kind of what I'm looking for. Not too much. And I think that looks pretty okay, pretty nice. And again, like for example, all of these like parts that would make contact with one another, they would constantly be chipping away as they make contact. Just need to think about it. And again, I'm trying to show some restraint. It's looking so weathered. What time is it? Okay, yeah, we can keep on going. Maybe I'll take a tiny little break, and then we'll just do a bit more, and then we'll wrap things up. I will use a sponge, but I think this is kind of good to get a basic feel for the areas that I want to cover. And it's always just a challenge with myself in terms of getting the right amount of weathering and attempting, keyword attempting, to make it look natural. And as I've been practicing my weathering, I've been trying to get more and more subtle with it. Cure me! Look. That's not your first time seeing the old eggplant there, Vanilla. Come on now. You must have witnessed the eggplant in the past. Friend of the channel, Eddie. Shout out to Eddie. This is that's his handiwork. Oh, 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 look, look, look. That, the mouth? I like that. Seen a lot of eggplants. Seen a lot of eggplants in my day. Yes, I'm kind of excited. I'm getting excited, guys. I'm feeling it. We're kind of getting somewhere with this. Just a little bit there. Don't want to do too much. Floppy. So floppy. Floppyeggplants.com. Don't go there, guys. Hope Eddie's doing well. I don't think I've seen him in the last little while. Well, he's I know on the weekend he was out at a big event. Seemed really neat. Okay, let's get this right here. Too late. He has company over, so he's taking care. Oh, right. And work, of course. Naturally. Oh yeah. Okay, so there would be a lot of weathering on the underside here. Gotta get that. We're gonna just do a bit. That's a little too uniform. Just rub it off. If it doesn't look good and you realize it, you can always just kind of wipe it away with your finger. Okay, very subtle now. We're not overdoing it. You can always go back and add more, as I said, but let's carry on with the other parts. And I will go in with the sponge to kind of create a bit more of an uneven look to these parts. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty okay. Not bad for a day's work. There will be more to do for sure, but I think we kind of laid the groundwork for everything else to come. And here, let's use the sponge as I was saying. Wah, wah. I'll have to look at the hands again and see what I want to do about the hands. And yeah, we can kind of stain the model more. Gotta get a bit more of this paint. Let's make sure our bottles are closed. Some of these bottles can be really awkward and they actually aren't closed when you think they are. Oh my god, guys, it's so dark outside. It's only 4:48. It's only 4:48 and it's frickin' dark. Ugh. So depressed. Canada, just Canada things. In winter, it's how it be. That's why I have to paint models to make me happy. Even more so in the winter time now. Yeah, see, that's a little kind of getting into the too much zone, but we'll let it rock. Just very, you know. I mean, it's behind. It's the behind of the model, so you know, it's fine. Whatever. And that's the thing about using a sponge is like it creates more random patterns, but also you can't necessarily control that all too much, so you run the risk of kind of overdoing it. That's why you want to just kind of lightly. The underside of the model, I could imagine getting a lot more scuffed, just because it's like the underside, so I could see it getting a lot more weathering. Like that. See, I kind of went a little more heavy. I dropped it. Don't fall. He looks like an orange, like an orange. Anyways. Okay. Oh yeah, here. Let's get these little bitties, and then yeah, we're close to wrapping things up, everyone. So, at the moment, that didn't look good. I don't like it. Shit. Let's wipe it off with some paint, some water. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. You guys know who you are. Carmi, Vanilla, Jose, Bacon, Ashwin, Slide. Anyone else? You guys know who you are. I think Joe was in here? Internet celebrity? Joe?
Mission complete.
Exactly, mission complete. Let's take out the sticky tack eyes. I really hate sticky tack eyes. I keep on using it because I just have it, but I hate this shit. Yeah, there we go. Maybe the eyes should be a different color. Think about that. Just wrapping things up. Let's see how this thing looks. Let's get a look. And I don't have the parts to put inside. Okay, actually, let's do that. I'm just gonna put the parts inside. Me? Joe Mama. Carmi's an internet celebrity. Okay, we're just gonna put this in very, very lightly. Is this how it goes? Something like that. I don't know how I'll feel about these parts as they are, as I've colored them, but we can always adjust it. This is looking pretty neat. Not too bad. I do have the arms. I didn't paint the arms. Let's slap the arms on. Let me take a quick look and see who is also online. We got a little Gunpla sisters. They called me their Gunpla mom once, which I took issue with, and then I thought about it and I was like, actually, maybe I am. Maybe I will be the Gunpla mom. Why not? Gunpla mom. Wow. We're just kind of lightly putting these parts in. I don't know if I'll actually like how they look. Man, this guy looks like he's, as Carmi said, seen some shit. Yeah, oh, I'm realizing now I'll have to paint the underside of the foot here, because that's the part that's exposed. I didn't realize that. We'll color that.
Is everybody in the groove?
Color that something.
Well, stick around.
It's good to do this just to get a vague idea of how this is all gonna work out. Oop, drop some stuff. Okay, wait, where's the hands? Where are the hands at? Gotta get the hands done. I might actually work on this off stream to kind of just finish it up, and then we can, the next time I stream, I'll show you guys what I've done. That way we can move on to other things. Got some blue tack on this hand. Amazing, lovely blue tack. Love it so much. Ugh, gross. Get out. Maybe we'll color the eye something else to kind of make it pop more. There you go, guys. This is the rough assembly of our creepy, sad little Haro. Yeah, some parts need to get painted like that, right there. The hands, the underside of the circular parts. Here, let's put the circular parts in. See how we like that more. Just make them a ball. Let's see how we'll like them in ball form. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good session today. Pretty good sesh. And yeah, it's not gonna fit in perfectly because I don't want to force it at the moment. And there has been an extra layer of paint added onto some of these parts, so that would also cause an issue. So we're just gonna lightly assemble it so you guys get the vague idea, the rough idea. Also, it's Haro. He's a junky Haro, this guy. Wow. Oh, wait, you don't need this part. You can just close, yes. Yas. Wait, can I just do this? Actually not sure. I don't really like handling parts when they haven't been sealed, right? I think we need to add another color to kind of break up just the straight orange. That's something that I'm gonna do. Try and think about how to break up the orange, just all the orange. Orange. There he is, guys. There's a ball Haro. Looking very haunted. That's what I've been doing today. What did you do with your day today, Ippo? Well, I made an orange ball.